Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into Obsidian's latest massive RPG, Avowed. This game has been years in the making and is set in the world of Aora, the same rich universe from the Pillars of Eternity series. Whether you're a die-hard RPG fan or just looking for a fresh adventure, I'm here to break down what makes this game tick, where it truly excels, and what might leave you wanting more. So let's get into it. Now, if you're unsure whether to take the plunge, let's talk early reviews. While Avowed isn't without its flaws, the general reception suggests it's a worthwhile experience. IGN gave it a respectable 7, it holds a Metascore of 81, and the average user score sits at 6.7. Whether you're in it for a tight 17-hour main story or a sprawling 63-hour completionist run, there's no shortage of content to explore. But numbers only tell part of the story. What really sets Avowed apart is its world. So let's talk about that. Avowed drops you into the Living Lands, a vast and vibrant region brimming with lore. The game cleverly builds on the rich backstory of Pillars of Eternity while standing strong as its own experience. From mysterious plagues to ancient gods and political intrigue, there's no shortage of discoveries waiting for you. The environments are stunningly detailed. You'll explore everything from eerie, corrupted countrysides and perilous deserts to lush, bustling cities. And trust me, every location has its own personality, making exploration feel genuinely rewarding. Now let's get into the heart of Avowed, the gameplay. One of the standout features here is the combat system. It's fast, fluid, and downright satisfying. Whether you're casting devastating spells, swinging a heavy axe, or even dual-wielding a sword and a gun, every attack feels impactful. The system is designed to be flexible, encouraging you to experiment with different playstyles and weapon combinations. I loved how the combat feels responsive and chaotic. It's like a next-gen evolution of the classic RPG brawls we loved in games like Skyrim, but with a fresh twist. The ability trees and character attributes are deep, letting you really tailor your build. Whether you prefer melee, magic, or a hybrid approach, the game offers plenty of room for experimentation. The parkour mechanics are also a real treat. You can leap across rooftops and scale obstacles effortlessly, which not only adds flair to exploration, but also opens up some neat tactical options in combat. Speaking of exploration, Avowed excels here as well. The game is divided into 6 distinct maps, each offering a unique environment with its own secrets. The level design is meticulous, encouraging you to wander off the beaten path and discover hidden caves, treasure chests, and environmental puzzles that break up the combat. And let's not forget the parkour. The free-flowing movement system makes traversing these sprawling, beautifully crafted worlds an absolute joy. Avowed ignites a deep sense of wonder, turning every hidden nook of its meticulously crafted world into an irresistible invitation to explore and uncover its secrets. This is an exceptionally rare find in open-world games, where most titles feature repetitive, barren landscapes that rarely spark genuine curiosity or exploration. That said, while the first-time exploration is magical, you might notice that returning to these areas feels a bit empty since enemies don't respawn. So if you're the kind of player who loves revisiting areas, that might be a slight drawback. On the RPG side of things, Avowed doesn't disappoint. The character creator is robust without being overwhelming. You get to customize your character's look, choose a backstory that influences dialogue options, and invest in various attributes, like might for damage, dexterity for attack speed, or intellect for magic potency. This flexibility lets you mold your playstyle as you progress, and even resets are available if you want to experiment with different builds. The loot system is designed with convenience in mind. You can easily manage your inventory thanks to features like weightless consumables and a handy Send to Camp button. However, finding that epic legendary gear can sometimes feel like a grind, which might dampen the thrill of progression if you're aiming for the perfect build. Now, let's chat about the narrative and characters. Avowed is bursting with lore, and there's plenty of backstory to absorb through in-game books, dialogues, and environmental storytelling. The central mystery, a deadly plague known as the Dream Scourge that turns beings into monstrous versions of themselves, provides a solid framework for your adventure. However, here's where things get a little mixed. Despite the rich lore, the game often leans too heavily on exposition. The dialogue can be overly wordy, and many of the characters, aside from a few memorable ones like the sassy companion Kai, tend to feel flat. Even though there's plenty of banter and some interesting companion interactions, the social links and romance options are surprisingly shallow. If you're someone who thrives on deep narrative connections and dynamic character arcs, you might find this aspect a bit lacking. On the technical front, Avowed is impressively stable. I spent plenty of hours on Xbox Series X, and aside from some minor frame rate dips and occasional texture downscaling in busy scenes, the game runs smooth without major glitches or crashes. The visuals are gorgeous. The art direction, color palette, and attention to detail in the environments really make the world pop. Even though some of the performance inconsistencies might catch your eye if you're a stickler for perfection, overall, the technical polish is a huge plus. Pros: combat and movement, fast, fluid, and highly responsive combat that encourages experimentation. The parkour system adds an exciting twist to both exploration and combat. World and exploration. Expansive, beautifully crafted maps that feel alive, with plenty of hidden secrets and environmental puzzles. Customization and progression. A robust character creator and deep ability trees let you tailor your playstyle, plus a user-friendly loot system. Lore and world building. Rich backstory and immersive world design that fans of the Pillars of Eternity universe will appreciate. Technical stability. Minimal crashes and glitches, with a visually stunning presentation. Cons. Repetitive enemies. The enemy variety is limited. Expect to fight the same types of foes, yes, even an overload of bears, throughout your journey. Story and characters. While the lore is deep, the narrative delivery can be overly expository, and the characters often lack the emotional depth that makes you truly care. Progression mechanics. The leveling and skill systems feel very by the numbers and don't offer much innovation. Revisiting areas. Once you've cleared an area, it can feel pretty empty since enemies don't respawn, which might diminish replay value for some. So, is Avowed worth your time? If you're into solid traditional RPG gameplay with tight combat mechanics, stunning visuals, and a world that's rich in lore and exploration, then absolutely, this game is right up your alley. It may not break new ground in every department, and if you're looking for a narrative that tugs at your heartstrings with dynamic, memorable characters, you might feel a bit let down. But if your focus is on experiencing an expansive, action-packed adventure where you can freely experiment with your combat style and get lost in a beautifully crafted world, then Avowed delivers on that front. Ultimately, Avowed is a game that plays it safe, a competent, if familiar, RPG that knows exactly what the genre's fans love. It's a mixed bag, but for many, the thrills of exploration and the rush of battle will be more than enough to keep you hooked. Before you hit that buy button, think about what matters most to you in an RPG. For some, the sheer fun of combat and the joy of discovering new environments will outweigh any narrative shortcomings. For others, the lack of innovative storytelling might be a deal breaker. Either way, Avowed is definitely a title to check out if you're an Obsidian fan or simply love a good, old-fashioned RPG adventure. Alright, that wraps up my review of Avowed. What do you guys think? Are you excited about the fast-paced combat and massive worlds? Or are you more concerned about the story and enemy variety? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth reviews, and share your thoughts with me on social media. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.